In this video, we talk about LightManager and LightGroups in Arnold for Cinema 4D. Now, in this scene, we have about 5 lights to give us the full lighting. And LightManager is an incredibly useful tool that allows you to manage all your lights in one single window. You see a few of the lights in the Attribute Manager, and another one is under this lamp null. Let's open up the LightManager from the Arnold menu, Arnold Light, and here we have LightManager. LightManager is a customizable tool that lists all your lights in one window where you can change and adjust all the aspects of your lights. In the left side, all the lights are listed, and then you can adjust any light attributes for each one of them. Let's take this key light, for example, that is placed on the left side on the scene. First, we have this camera icon, which allows you to set that light as your active camera and look through that light. So now we are looking through the left light, and if I move an orbit in the viewport, I'm essentially changing that light position and orientation. I can look through this right light or the light that is placed above everything looking down. While you are in Look Dev and still trying to place your lights and shadows, I use this option all the time. Very useful and easy to access. Let's get back to our main camera. You can change the light type to any other type. You can change the color of the light or change the color type between constant texture shader network and Kelvin temperature. If the type is set to texture or shader network, you can define a texture or shader network. In this case, we can change the key light color type to temperature and set the temperature to something warm like 3000. And you can see we get a warm light source from the left side. For the time being, change the color type to constant and use a white color for now. We can adjust intensity, exposure, or sample count for each individual light. Only these parameters are exposed, but you can hide or expose any light parameter that you want. To do that, from the View menu, click on Show Attributes. Now you can specify which attribute you'd like to see in the LightManager window. In this case, let's check Cast Shadows and press OK. Now the item is added to the list. I'm going to remove Cast Shadow for now. And finally, there are these mute and solo options. So we can mute any light or basically turn it off. Let's mute the left and the right lights, and now they are turned off. We can turn them back on. And finally, we can solo any light or lights. In this case, let's solo the floor lamp. And there you have it. So LightManager is a very handy and essential tool for any sort of look dev, and I invite you to start using it in your lighting workflow right now. Up here we have these two buttons, Add Light and Add Light Group. Using Add Light, you can add a new light to your scene. We'll be discussing light groups in the rendering section of the course when learning about AOVs, but simply put, you can create different light groups and put lights in those groups, then write out the lighting contribution of those groups to individual AOVs. Let me quickly show you how that works. Let's say I want to see the contribution of my fill lights in one group and my key light and my floor lamp in another group. So click on Add Light Group and name the group maybe something like Key. Let's create another light group and name it Fill. Now we can assign our lights to these two groups. Let's select the key light and the floor lamp and drag them under the key group. Then select the fill lights and assign them to the fill group. Now we have two groups and also our default group, which is empty right now. In the render settings, go to the AOVs tab. If you select any AOV right now, in this case, this beauty pass that we have, we can check these key and fill light groups that we just created. Now, if I rerun the IPR, we should get our normal beauty pass containing all the lights, a beauty pass that shows us the contribution of the lights in the key group, and a beauty pass for the lights in the fill group. And that is the basics of light groups in Arnold. And that means you can have as many light groups as you want, even one group for each light, and remix and relight your scene in post to your heart content without re-rendering. Now back to the LightManager. You can move the lights between different groups by simply dragging them. Right-clicking on any light will give you a contextual menu to move the light to an existing or a new light group. Select the light in the attribute manager and deleting it if you wanted to. So in this video, we learned about LightManager and LightGroups in Arnold for Cinema 4D. See you in the next one.